Come in.
Hi.
Hi.
Molly Altmire with ADP.
Patty, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Patty. I was expecting Taylor. So is she busy or available today?
Taylor's not here. Actually, my husband and I bought out the company 2 weeks ago, so Taylor's no longer here.
Okay, no problem. So how's that going for you?
Good, good.
Good. Well, I brought my business card if you would like that.
Well, let me go grab my husband because he's actually probably the person you should be meeting with. So let me go see if he's available.
Perfect. I love that. Do you mind if I put my stuff down in the
Sure,
meantime?
go ahead.
Thank you. Hi,
How you
Molly
doing?
Altmire with ADP.
Brandon Cook.
Brandon, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you guys just bought it out. How's that going?
Good. I wasn't aware of this meeting, but I've got some time real quick.
Okay, great. Does 20 minutes work for you still?
Sure.
Okay, great. I love the establishment. Just to say, are you guys going to still do the sky aerobics and everything?
Absolutely, and dodgeball tournaments and stuff like
Oh,
that.
wonderful. I know I saw a banner up for the upcoming dodgeball tournament outside.
Very cool.
For
Yeah.
a charity one. That's great.
Yeah, that's one of our biggest things.
We'd like to get involved in that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Great. I myself am really involved with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, so I really like
very
to
cool.
do. We've actually done a dodgeball tournament here.
Really?
For it, yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't
When I
realize
was in
that.
college, yeah, so something that's really important to me. And I gave your wife my business card, but
Okay.
here's one for you as well.
Thank
just
you.
to make sure you have it. And I know you weren't aware of the meeting, but a few weeks ago I met with Taylor, who used to be the previous office manager.
Yeah, she's a real nice lady.
She
we
is.
were hiring, for some management and stuff like that, but we didn't end up needing her. So.
Okay, no problem. Well, as a whole, she was just really overwhelmed with what was going on. A lot on her plate, especially when it came to payroll and some of her administrative tasks. So what we try to do as a whole is cut back on those, take a little bit off of your plate, give you some of that peace of mind back, as well as help drive growth for you in the long run. So I know when I met with her that was important. So is that something that you're still looking at?
Yeah, we actually, my wife and I kind of do everything right now. She's got the accounting background.
Okay.
So she's kind of in charge of all the books and everything like that.
Okay, great. Well, what I really want to do today is sit down, talk to you, find out some goals that you have for Jumping Jungle and how you plan to achieve those goals.
Okay.
And more importantly, how some of your administrative tasks like cash management, people management, and risk management can play a role in those.
Okay.
And then if there seems to be a fit between what you need and if ADP can get you there more effectively and efficiently, then we can discuss further details.
Sounds good.
Sound good? So, is anyone else you think would benefit from this meeting able to meet today? Maybe your wife come back?
No, it's kind of hectic with the kids' schedule, so she's off site today.
Okay. So how many
After
kids do you
she's
have?
off. 3.
3, great. So she's home with them today?
Yeah, she just left right now. Go
How
pick
fun.
them up.
Okay, well that's great. So, what else is important to you in your decision-making process?
Being able to keep the doors open and just make money.
Make money.
Just keep the cash flow going.
So ultimately, cash flow is something important.
Correct.
And so, tell me, what does Jumping Jungle look like in 2019, in the next 5 years?
Hopefully we've got double, triple in size. Right now we've got with this last acquisition we've got 4 locations, and so we've got basically 2 full-time staff at each place, and then like 12 part-timers.
Okay.
So hopefully we can continue to grow that.
Well, great. That sounds like you're starting out good.
Absolutely.
So, wonderful with your 4 locations. And so, you're looking to double and triple in size. Does that mean gaining more locations or just more hiring at
Correct.
the current ones?
Yeah,
more
getting
locations?
more locations.
Wonderful. And so, do you see any complications with that?
Just making sure that we can, make the payroll, make the bills each, week, and keep the doors open.
Of course. So, making sure to keep the doors open, bring those people in to get the cash flow to expand then in the long run. Well, great. Let's look at how your cash management can play a role in that.
Okay.
So what are you currently using?
QBooks, I think
QBooks?
is what Lisa uses.
Okay. And so Lacey's the one that does...
Lisa, yeah.
Lisa? Sorry.
No worries.
And so how does she like it?
She likes it. I mean, it works for her.
Works.
But it's one of those things that she uses go to my PC and remotes in because she's always helping out with the kids' schedule and stuff like that. So she's kind of remote when she's doing it. So it's a little difficult sometimes, but we get it done.
So if you had something that was a little bit more mobile so she could take it on the go when she gets the kids and is home with them, would that be something that would benefit you?
Sure, absolutely.
Great. And so if you don't mind me asking, how much time does she currently spend per pay cycle?
Probably right around like 5-6 hours.
5 or 6 hours. And what is your payroll cycle?
Bi-weekly.
Your bi-weekly? And so she's spending, we'll say 5 hours.
Sure.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but that's 130 hours annually that she's spending just processing payroll.
Wow, I never thought of it that
It's
way.
a lot of time, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So if you could reallocate those hours in some other place, where would you do that?
Again, it's her time, so it's not really my time. So I don't know what she'd use. I'm sure she'd not doing payroll and trying to handle screaming kids at the same time.
Right, possibly just hanging out with your kids and
Hopefully
doing that.
enjoying yourself.
Instead,
right?
yeah, enjoying yourself a little bit more than I'm sure what she does while doing payroll.
Absolutely.
And so, even if you don't mind me asking, even just a ballpark estimate is fine. If you were going to place a monetary value on an hour of Lisa's time and effort, what would that be?
$100 an hour.
$100 an hour? And so again, having the cash flow to keep those doors open and eventually expand is important, correct?
Absolutely.
Well, at $100 an hour and 130 hours a year, that's $13,000 you're spending a year just processing payroll, which is non-revenue generating activity.
Right.
Have you ever thought about that?
No, I knew we were spending, I knew she was spending a lot of time, but it was, one of those things until you actually look at the numbers.
Right. Say you had that back. What would you rather be doing with it?
Anything.
Anything else?
Maybe going and looking for other locations and trying to expand the business.
Right. That's a good way you can spend the money rather than just spending it on an administrative task.
Absolutely.
And so with that being said, I know that you have a lot of people now that you're managing with the 4 locations, correct?
Correct.
How are you currently keeping track of their schedules?
We've got, a head person at each location that handles the schedule. So we have a
4
manager.
managers then?
Yeah.
And so are they calculating their time cards or clocking in and out?
Lisa actually has to add up all the time cards because we have, the managers each location. They collect them and send them over. But like I said, we only have like 2 full-time staff at each place, and everybody else is part-time. So the majority of the people are kids, high school kids and stuff like that. So
college jobs.
yeah, they don't know how to fill in time cards as well as everybody else sometimes. So Lisa spends a lot of time, actually a lot of the time doing payroll, adding up time cards.
Oh wow. Okay, and on top of what your managers have to do to collect them. Correct?
Sure.
Well, again, let's look at this on an annual basis because I know that that's important when you're trying to expand. So if your average salary for your managers, let's just say their minimum wage, which I know is a conservative number, correct?
Correct.
If they were, then that is, oops, I put it in the salary amount. What I'm doing right now is just trying to assess your current situation.
Okay.
So I can even hand this over and show it to you as well. So with the 4 managers at minimum wage, right now you're spending another $1,000 on that a year.
Okay.
And so do you think something that would streamline that process for you, kind of give you back some of that money, that $1,000, as well as 139 hours back for your managers?
Absolutely.
Would that be beneficial to you?
Oh, yeah.
Because what we found is that by outsourcing and streamlining your payroll, you are able to save about 40 minutes per week per manager.
Okay.
And to dedicate to whatever else you would need.
Sure.
So
That would help for a lot of other
that sounds
admin
like
stuff.
that would be something helpful to you? Well, great. And with that being said, are most of your employees hourly then?
Yes.
Okay. So with their time cards, are they just writing down their hours then?
Correct.
Okay. And then that's coming over.
And then that's what the managers collect, and then Lisa adds it
So
all
it's
up.
touching a few different hands then. Have you ever experienced any errors in that area then?
Oh, absolutely. But that's why Lisa adds it all up, and she doesn't, she's the last stop, so that way she can try and control
So
everything.
she has to look through. How many employees do you have exactly?
36.
You have 36 total?
Or 36 regular, and then 2 at each, so right around 42.
Okay, so 42 employees. And again, let's just say that they are all minimum wage. With that, what you can lose, according to the American Payroll Association, is a 1.2% error rate. So essentially, you're paying 1.2% more than what you need to be
Okay.
with your payroll when it comes to errors. And with that becomes time loss due to auditing and reviewing. So even if you do catch it, there's still a time loss associated with that, which is an additional 72 hours that Lisa could be spending with those kids.
Sure.
So, and almost there's $7,600 again that could be lost due to error.
Sure.
Do you see how you could be overpaying by that?
Yeah, I
And
never
that
thought
could
of
be
it that way.
impacting you. So, right now it looks like you're spending an unnecessary amount of money, ultimately, which is important when you're trying to keep those doors open and expand those locations.
Right.
Is it safe to say you could use that back as well as the time for Lisa?
Oh, of
to
course.
serve
Who
the
doesn't
kids?
want money back?
Well, good. I also wanted to say, last time I met with Taylor, she said that she was overwhelmed again and had a lot on her plate and wasn't completely sure if she was up to date with compliance. So I was going to bring her by a labor law poster.
Oh, this is
But
perfect.
again, you can have this to hang up and just make sure that you're compliant.
Sure,
So-
I can give this to Lisa. She struggles sometimes.
Okay.
Again, why that takes so long for her to get everything done is the compliance. So thank you.
You're welcome. So compliance is an issue for her then.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's going on there?
Just keeping up, obviously, because we got 3 kids at home and stuff like that. Just keeping up with the new laws and regulations and everything. Just making sure she's on top of it. So she spends a lot of time studying as well, making sure that she's compliant. But this will definitely help out.
So what has she been doing to currently stay compliant?
Just Googling.
She just Googled some
Yep.
stuff? Oh, that can be tough.
Absolutely. So there's definitely room for improvement.
Have you ever come across any issues with that?
Not yet, but who knows what can bring in the future.
Right. There's a lot that goes on with it's changing.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that you stay current ultimately.
Absolutely.
And searching Google is not necessarily the most efficient way.
Well, yeah, I totally agree.
If she had a way that would make that easier for her and give her back again some of that time and money associated with that, do you think that would again be something she would be interested in?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, great. Well, again, just from talking to you so far, it looks like you're spending a lot of unnecessary time and money on just administrative tasks that aren't building any revenue for you. And again, Lisa could be spending that time with the kids or even helping you out here at the business.
Sure.
So if I could show you something that's going to streamline this for you, take a little bit off Lisa's plate, and let her focus on what's important to her and to the business, would you be interested in hearing more?
Sure.
Okay, great. What I think is going to work best for you is our Run mobile app. Do you mind if I slide around to share this
No,
with
not
you?
at all.
Great. And again, this is completely mobile. So I know that you
Okay.
said right now that whenever she has to do the payroll, she's stuck at a computer.
Correct.
Well, now she can take this on the go with her and do it while she's with the kids. I don't know, soccer games, baseball games, even
Sure.
homework, and have it right there with her. And it can be on any mobile device, her smartphone, tablet, if that's something that you currently use.
Okay.
Do you think that's something she would like?
Yeah, she's got her tablet with her everywhere she goes.
Great. And so let's run you through the demo mode just to show you how easy this can be. So this is our home screen, and you can see that it encompasses all cash management, people management, and risk management, which is what we talked about so far.
Correct.
And so let's jump into payroll just to show you how simple it is. If you want to go ahead and click on that tab and start weekly, and you can click on either one of those, and I know that you said you're bi-weekly, so we'll customize this completely to you.
Okay.
Now you're going to see your check date, the start and end date of the period, as well as direct deposit. Is that something you currently use?
Yes.
Great, then we'll leave that on. Do you want to go ahead and click next? And now here's any deductions for any of those full-time employees that you need to
Okay.
take out. And if you want to go ahead and hit next again. And now we're going to see a summary of your employees. So with 4 locations, I'm sure that it can be hard to keep track of them. So if you want to sort them, however, employee, contractor, hourly, salary, that might be best for you for now.
Yep.
You can see them here, and here's the summary of your employees.
Okay.
Do you think that would help keep things a little more organized for you?
Absolutely.
Great, and so if you want to go ahead and click on any of those employees, and now you can see Sandra here is an hourly employee, so here's her hourly rate, and here's the hours that she's worked. Say it was one of your salaried employees, we can input that amount as well right here.
Okay.
As well as overtime, vacation, personal, all in one area for you. So you see how that could really, again, organize some of it for you
Sure.
compared to what you might have going on now. So if you want to go and hit preview, now it's going to show you the summary. So again, with money being important for any
Absolutely.
business, here's your cash required in order to process payroll this cycle, as well as all of your totals and the list of your employees right here. And to make sure that you stay compliant as well as with taxes, we can also hit report, and here's your liability preview.
So, okay, and that'll show me all my cash flow as well and everything, because
Right.
that's important during the week.
Yes, and
Okay.
that'll show you all of that, and we do your monthly, quarterly, and yearly filings for you as well. To
Oh,
take
excellent.
that off Lisa's plate as well.
Okay.
So how does that look?
Good.
Good.
But I gotta ask you, how long have you been with the company?
6 months.
6 months.
Mhm.
So you're what, 22, 23?
21 actually.
21.
Mhm.
Okay. So I've been doing this for 3.5 years, and this is
Right.
my whole business. Why would I turn it over to someone who's only been at the company for like 6 months?
Are you concerned that I may be too young to help you?
Just too green, just too new.
Too new?
If you've only been there 6 months, how do I know you'll be there in 6 months from now?
Okay, well, I can assure you that even though I've only been out by myself for 6 months, I've had months of training before that. And
Okay.
I know ADP as a whole would never send someone out here that wouldn't be ready and able to take on your account.
Okay.
And I might seem young, but ADP as a whole isn't. We've been around for over 60 years and work with over 600,000 businesses, much like your own.
Okay.
And so during that time, we've been able to save them time, efficiency, and put money back in their pocket in order to focus on goals of their business.
Sure.
So ultimately, even though I'm young, in the long run, that shouldn't really affect how it benefits your business.
Okay.
Does that answer your concern?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Great. So let's approve this payroll and show you that you're already done with it. If you want to go ahead and hit approve. And just like that, your payroll has been calculated.
Wow.
How easy was that?
That was pretty good.
So you think Lisa could like this?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to talk with her and go over it with her. But yeah, I think this would definitely help her out with her day-to-day. Because like I said, with her logging in through my PC, that's not always
Right.
the best way to do it.
And let's show you how to streamline it, streamline your payroll to give you all the rest of it back.
Okay.
So I know that you said that some of your younger employees aren't super familiar with using their time clock,
Right.
correct? Well, here with a web-based timesheet, you'll have it on the system when they clock in and out, and so they'll be able to go in there, clock in and out on that, and it'll directly input their hours worked into the Run Mobile app.
Okay.
And with that, they are also able to schedule time off, any vacation time, sick hours, all in one area.
Okay.
So this will go straight to you, and or Lisa, and you'll have access to it and be able to approve it through there, and it'll implement directly into the Run Mobile app. So eliminating that error rate that's because of multiple hands touching the payroll using it manually,
Mm-hmm.
and also just make it easier on you, giving you that time back that you don't have to use. So now Lisa can be with the family instead, and you can be focusing on what's important to the business, keeping the doors open and making that revenue.
Wow. Okay.
So with that being said, what are your thoughts?
It's nice. I guess my other concern would be that, like you mentioned, ADP is a larger company.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to call Time Warner last week to help them fix with my cable.
Right.
And it took 3 or 4 people transferring me around and around and around. And you mentioned that you're, always going to be there, but how do I get in touch with you? And, I'm more nervous about that, I need help.
So you don't want to be just another number,
Absolutely.
correct? I completely understand where you're coming from. Well, I specialize in small businesses like yours, and so again, I'll be able to be reached at all times, but behind me comes a team of 6 experts.
Okay.
And so they're going to be able to come in, train you on how to completely use the program, and be able to answer any questions for you.
Okay.
And if for some reason, which would be unusual, you couldn't get a hold of one of us, we also offer a 24-hour hotline. And so
Really?
at all times, you would be able to reach someone to answer any of your payroll needs.
Because I know that sometimes, we're a small business, so we do things at different times and stuff
Right.
like that. And, if the kids go to sleep, that we can do payroll at, 10:30 at night sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's when, we'd like to get it done. So you're saying that someone be there to answer the phone.
Right. We'd have someone always available on that 24-hour hotline for you.
Okay.
Does that answer that question?
Absolutely.
Great. So let's show you how we can save some of that capital for you.
Okay.
So we went over already some of what you're already spending on your payroll, that $13,000, the $1,000
Mm-hmm.
by, and then the error rate, correct?
Correct.
And so let's get rid of this for you. And so right now, your cost of processing payroll is $13,000, and then if we add it all up, what you're currently spending is $21,000
Okay.
ultimately on your payroll.
Total every year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Every year. And so between your locations, what's the breakdown of your employees? all 4.
2 full-time and then,
So how many employees are at each location?
between 12 and 14.
Okay, great. So let's do 4 locations here, which brings your investment per cycle to $155. And then with the $50 a month for the time and labor management to streamline that for you, it brings your total to $4,600
Okay.
for a year of ADP compared to the $21,000 that you're currently spending. So with that, you have a net savings of almost $17,000.
Okay.
So with that being said, would you like to get started today?
Again, I'm going to have to check with the wife and ask her, because obviously this is her area of expertise.
Right.
And I don't want to take something away from her that she might actually want to do. But,
Of
no, this
course.
looks really good.
Well, great. Well, is that the only thing holding you back at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to check with her.
Well, if you want, we can get you started today and have the implementation teams get the ball rolling for you. And if anything should change once you talk to her. But since it's going to save her that time and give her the mobility back to be able to be with those kids, it looks like something that would benefit her in the long run. But if for some reason she changes her mind, then we can cancel everything before.
Well, and maybe we could set up another meeting just because
Sure.
I wasn't aware of this today, and
No
I want to
problem.
make sure that, I kind of get my feet wet here and, get the organization under me.
Perfect.
And
Well,
then,
how's next Thursday at 9 then?
that works.
Okay, great. Well, I will see you then.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
No
having
problem.
me.
Thank you.